This is Erica Lopez
and Ty Dickinson from the University of Oklahoma Weather Lab through our weekly regional forecast starting on Friday, January 19th, 2018.
Welcome back to another semester. It has been a cold ending and start to the year across the U.S., but what about next week or month? We have the answer to that and more coming up. Let's get started.
Beginning with the Week 1 outlook, below normal temperatures are favored for the northwestern quadrant of the United States in association with a broad upper air trough and below normal heights over the west central CONUS. A broad region of probabilities above 50% for above normal temperatures is favored in the eastern U.S. under above normal heights east of the forecast trough.
Looking at Week 1 precipitation, much of the CONUS has odds tilted towards above normal. Probabilities are highest along the Gulf of Mexico and in the northwest U.S. and are in the 50s. In the southwest, flows are forecast to be northeasterly and dry, which tilts odds towards below normal precipitation.
Examining Week 2 temperatures, overall, the pattern of above and below normal temperatures is the same as earlier. The below normal odds in the west are lower now due to increased uncertainty in the strength of the trough. However, the current forecast is for the eastern ridge to become stronger and an increase in probabilities is noted as the entire eastern seaboard has probabilities in excess of 60%.
The precipitation outlook for Week 2 is also similar to the 6 to 10-day period. Flow from the Gulf of Mexico is forecast to be strong and aids in tilting odds to above normal for much of the south. Below normal precipitation is favored again throughout the southwest U.S., but does not extend into the plains. Overall, precipitation anomalies only look to be about an inch to about an inch and a half for both above and below normal.
Shifting to take a look at the drought monitor now, the majority of the southern U.S. is experiencing at least dry conditions. Severe drought conditions are present in the Florida Panhandle, southwestern Georgia, southeastern and central Alabama, central Mississippi, northern Louisiana and Arkansas, southern Missouri, and the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. In addition, extreme drought conditions are being felt in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, and Missouri. Impacts are mostly on agricultural and grasslands, but will soon begin to move towards more longer-term impacts. The updated seasonal drought outlook from NOAA does not bode well either, with drought conditions likely to persist across the region. Furthermore, drought development is likely in southern Texas. This seasonal outlook is valid until the end of April.
The Climate Prediction Center released their outlooks for the month of February on January 18th. La Nina conditions are continuing and are expected to continue up until springtime. As such, the temperature and precipitation outlooks exemplify typical La Nina spatial patterns. Above normal temperature odds are enhanced for the southern CONUS and into New England, while below normal odds are favored only in the northwest part of the U.S. However, other climate forcings cause slightly higher uncertainty in the February outlook than normal.
Moving now to the precipitation outlook, below normal precipitation is forecast for the south central and southeast regions of the U.S. Odds are tilted towards above normal for precipitation for the high plains as well as the Great Lakes and New England regions. Probabilities are rather modest, again due to the earlier mentioned uncertainty introduced by other climate modes. Still though, fairly typical La Nina conditions are forecast.
The CPC also has updated their seasonal or 3-month outlooks. In addition to the ongoing La Nina, recent trends also played a role in the creation of these outlooks. Above normal temperatures are greatly favored in the southwest U.S. and are at least moderately favored throughout the southern CONUS and up to the eastern seaboard. Below the normal temperatures, on the other hand, are forecast for the Pacific Northwest, parts of the northern plains, and into the Great Lakes region.
Precipitation spatial patterns are somewhat similar to those seen in the temperature outlook, but with the opposite side of normal favored. Much of the south has odds tilted towards below normal for precipitation, with probabilities highest in the southwest and in southern Florida. Above normal precipitation is favored for the northwest, high plains, the Great Lakes region, and going as far south as Tennessee and Arkansas.
Once again, this podcast has been brought to you by the University of Oklahoma Weather Lab, a top academic weather and research program in the United States and partner of the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program. Watch for your forecast Fridays on the Oklahoma Weather Lab channel on YouTube.